Hello, and welcome to a 2-for-1 episode of the Drywall Podcast. I am your host, Nick Harmon. With us today, you got a 2-for-1 coming. And it's because we have not only one, but two amazing women who happen to be sisters on the show. I'm proud to welcome Kaila and Allison Gilbert of Gilbert Taping out of Edmonton, Alberta. At 25 and 26, these two women have forged an unbelievable business and social media presence. In this interview, I have a conversation with both women, but also talk with them on an individual level. We discuss their beginnings in the trade and how Allison's vision on TikTok led to over 170,000 followers on Instagram. What did you think, Kaila, when Allison starts making videos?
At first, I was like, can you please stop filming yourself and start working, please? She would like...
Yes! Yes, the big sister's like...
Because I was like, doing my job, and then I would see Allison trying to set up her phone on her bottle.
Yeah.
But after a while, it just became like a routine almost. And after, I believe, I started mine in 2022. That's when she influenced me. She was like, you should start too. Because she would take videos of me and then post them on our page. And it's just start your own. And then I started and...
We talk about the challenges of running the box tools and changing systems. We talk about their experience in Surrey and how that adventure led to other adventures with the likes of Hesher Drywall and also Danny Moody, and maybe a special trip to France in their near future. Today's episode of the Drywall Podcast and all of the episodes in August are brought to you by SurPro Stilts. SurPro is the name in stilts. They've dominated the industry procuring stilts.com, but they also hold utility patents and are committed to innovation. But what truly sets them apart is the minds behind the brand. Engineers who don't settle for good enough, inventors who envision a better way, and their drive to leave a lasting impact on each and every professional lucky enough to own a pair. They are true champions of the industry. Be sure to check out stilts.com for yourself, and you can receive more information on X models like the S1X and S2X. Also, the Flexion foot system. Be sure to check out episodes 99 and 102 with SurPro expert Brandon Hunter and hear about his journey. And stay tuned for a special ice bath giveaway toward the end of a month where we'll be giving away a free pair of SurPro Stilts of your choice. I mean, like any pair. Curious about coming on the Drywall Podcast, or you have questions for me, you can reach out directly at info@frescoharmony.com. Also, guests of the Drywall Podcast will receive a sweet swag bucket from our friends at CSR just for coming on the show. But for now, Gilbert Taping, Allison and Kaila Gilbert out of Edmonton, Canada, on the 104th episode of the Drywall Podcast. Let's get into it. Hey guys.
Hey.
Welcome to the Drywall Podcast. We got Kaila down low. I don't know where your proximity view screen is. You're up high on your screen.
Yeah.
Left arm, Kaila.
Yes.
That's how it was because they were closer in the alphabet, K and L. Allison, well, maybe not. That doesn't work. Kaila, left arm, Allison, right arm. Whatever. All right. We did There's a lot to talk about. You guys had a little bit of a work day today.
Yeah.
Maybe a half day. Were you finishing up a project?
Yeah, so we were finishing the finish coat, basically. We still got the sanding to do, but yeah.
I'm still trying to figure it out here. Allison is in my upper left corner. Kaila just spoke.
Yes.
Okay. Fuck. You know, at the end of the day, I'm a drywaller. Finishing. So you were finishing, were you doing like you were running over everything with like the second coat, third coat?
Second coat, yeah. So we call it like finish coat, but it's like the second coat of mud that we put on.
Second box coat, coat the corner bead,
Butts and
second.
beads,
Yeah, second time. All right. Okay. And you guys, you're so fast that you were out of there at like fucking noon.
Yeah.
How big is the project that you're working on?
I think 11,000 square foot.
Okay. So that's not bad.
Yeah, just normal house.
Did you do a timestamp for Danny to show off a little bit?
No.
I've noticed there's a little competition there now between you guys and Danny. Not that he's competitive at all.
Yeah, we're not really in a competition. We just like to mess around with Danny.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Okay, let's back up. And the way that I might do it is I'll direct questions at Allison and I'll direct questions at Kaila so that we get a nice even mix of both of you guys. If you don't mind, let's get ages of the two of you. Allison?
I'm 25.
Okay, you're young. You guys are young. And Kaila?
I'm 26.
26. So you're the older, you're the wiser of the two.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Okay. All right. My sister's, she likes to think so. Yeah. But Allison being is there any other siblings?
Yeah, we have two brothers.
Nice. Who should we name the bros?
Sure.
Shout out to the brothers. Who are they and how old are they? Go ahead, Kaila.
So we have an older brother, Andy, and a younger brother, Darren. Older brother is 28 now.
Okay.
And 27. He's gonna turn 28, sorry.
Nice, 28.
Andy's the oldest, and Darren is
the youngest.
Darren's the youngest out of all of you. So Darren I was gonna say that Allison was the baby, but Darren's really the baby.
Yeah.
You guys are middle kids.
Yeah.
Glossed over quite a bit. All those middle kid problems. Very cool. So you're young and you're super successful. So we have a lot to talk about. What I would consider successful. Do you guys, Allison, would you consider yourself to be successful?
I think we're doing good.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
What about you, Kaila?
Yeah, definitely. Like, I think so. I mean, like, I don't think we're putting ourselves out there as like famous or successful, but I do think that, we've been doing good. So
yeah, you've been doing good. And you're happy with the way everything is going. Everything's going pretty much the way you would like. We're gonna get into where you're at now and maybe where you guys are headed. But for now, like everything's on. You guys are happy. Everything's going pretty good.
Yeah, I think so.
And you guys have always worked together.
Yeah, well, except for the first like 6 or 7 months, I was working alone with the person who taught us.
Okay, the phantom person that taught you. No shout out. No shout outs. No shout out. I had heard a rumor that it was your dad. Are you guys second generation? No.
No.
Okay. So why the fuck drywall? Allison, go for it.
Well, our dad works in construction, but he does
Okay.
like pretty much anything but taping. Like you
Okay.
could ask him to do anything, but he's not gonna tape. But one of his friends was looking for apprentices, I believe, and then Kaila was looking for a job, so she went and worked for him,
Okay. All
and
right.
it just ended up working out, and she enjoyed it, and yeah.
Okay. And does your dad run a construction company?
Well, no, he used to, but now he's just a supervisor, like foreman for a construction company, but he
Okay.
doesn't run himself.
Okay. Cool. Very cool. So Kayla's like, I'm gonna go check out this apprenticeship program with this person who shall not be named. And they owned a drywall company. They were looking for maybe an apprentice, and you show up. This is how long ago? It couldn't have been that long ago.
That was in the summer of 2018, I believe, or
No,
Okay.
2017.
2017.
2017. All right. And so you just it was kind of pre-pandemic.
Yeah.
Did the pandemic affect you guys a lot up there the way it did down here? Construction was a little bit looser than some of the other industries, being on lockdown and whatsoever.
Yeah, I think for us it didn't really like impact us as much. We kept like quite steady, and other than like everything else around it, like for work, like
Yeah.
solely for work, like it didn't affect us a whole lot. No.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of nice because there was like nobody on the road and
Yeah.
the job site was chill, right?
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
thought it was great.
Yeah.
But that was just my own like little bubble where I was at, and I'm kind of rebellious anyways. So I was like going to work and I'm essential, like
Yeah.
all of that stuff. So Kaila reports back to Allison and says, "Dude, I just found what I'm going to do the rest of my life. It's drywall finishing. It's amazing. You should come check it out." Was it like that, or did you see your big sister like doing it, and then you were like, "I want to do that too"?
Uh, None of these options. I graduated high school the summer that she started,
Okay.
and then I went straight to an office job. I was doing sales
Okay.
coordination, admin support, and stuff.
Okay.
Because I had in mind that I would end up doing like finances or accounting or something like that. And I just hated working in the office so much
Yeah.
that I asked Kaila, hey, is he looking for more workers? And then he ended up hiring me as well. So yeah.
Right. He's like, "Kayla's a baller. Like, I'm
Yeah.
gonna hire Allison. These two are gonna crush it together. I'm gonna have the Gilbert girls as and was there anybody else working with this company at the time? And you don't want to name the company.
I mean, it wasn't really a company. I think it was
Okay.
more of well, kind of like a taping company. Like he would
Okay.
subcontract to drywall companies, kind of like what we do now.
Okay.
But at the moment, no, it was just me, Allison, and him, and like sometimes his girlfriend or wife. I don't remember. I don't know if they were married or
Okay.
not,
All
but she
right.
would like come help out as well a little. Yeah.
Scandalous.
Yeah.
I hope there's some scandal in here. Maybe the story will get
No.
really interesting. No, there's not.
No.
Cool. Okay, so you guys start out and you must have had an affinity for it. You must have enjoyed it. You guys are crushing it now, but back then, I know from personal experience when I first started finishing, I liked it, but it was really hard. Did I mean was there a this for Allison, was there a hurdle or like a specific amount of time that you had to get through where you were like, "I'm not gonna do this. This sucks"?
Not really.
Not really.
Uh, well, like I would be sore like every morning. I'd wake up with like my arms were a little what's it called? Like numb. like for the first month or
Yeah.
so, just because I
Yeah.
wasn't used to doing that. But
Totally.
I never thought like I hate this. It was
Oh, okay.
just I enjoyed moving. Like we always were really like um
Yeah.
physically active, so that worked out really well for us to have a job like that.
Yeah, I see some of your individual pages on the Insta. It seems like you guys are pretty active. You're doing like winter sports and these types of things. Was there any other coming out of high school? Were you guys like athletes? Did you do any other types of sports? Kayla?
Um, I mean, not really. In high
Not
school,
really.
yes. But after high school, I think like we played in a hockey, like floor hockey league for
Nice.
a couple months, I think, and that was about it. But
Okay.
nothing crazy, no.
Okay. And no college, no like you didn't want to go to college or anything like that out of school, or maybe you were going to take a little break and then maybe consider college. I'm interested in the fact that you guys were on the same trajectory. We haven't gotten to where you guys teamed up yet. We're still like, it's interesting to me that two sisters similar to in age ended up working together and being as dynamic as you are. So that's kind of where I'm getting at. But so you guys are on similar trajectories. I mean, it's weird that maybe Kaila didn't want to go to, maybe you had aspirations to go to college, but you were going to take a little break or something. What about you, Allison? You were like, screw it, I'm going to work with Kaila. She's like paving the way.
Well, no, I think we both wanted to go to university. We both
Okay.
had plans. Like for me, it was like anything that would get me to do. I really like doing math. So I was gonna go either to become like a mathematician or in finances or accounting
Okay.
or something. Uh, but my year off before university ended up turning into quite some years, and now we're still taping. So
Yeah. Yeah. Do you think that maybe this is still Allison? Do you think maybe you'll go and play around with college in the future?
I thought about it, but maybe in a different direction because I don't
Yeah.
want to work in an office. So if I were to go back, it would be into like something else. But as of right now, I think we're doing great, and I don't really feel like I want to
Yeah.
go. So yeah.
Good for you. It's cool to have a double team. What about you, Kaila? Maybe was there like an inkling of like going to college or something? Or you were like, dude, fuck college. I'm just gonna go work.
No, well, after high school, yeah, I wanted to go into architecture actually. But
Okay.
I also like decided on, taking a year off and like kind of working and saving some money and stuff before choosing if that's exactly what I wanted to do. But then, like Allison said, that turned into like working and just more years added to the 1 year
Yeah.
off. And yeah,
You guys
eventually,
had you
oh,
guys had a dynamic, a neat dynamic that works. So there's something to be said for that. So if you've got something, if it ain't broke, don't fix it type of thing
yeah.
going. But it didn't start out that way. Obviously you had to learn. How long were you guys, Kaila? How long were you guys with this outfit learning how to finish drywall? And were they a good teacher?
Yeah, he was like a great teacher.
Okay.
And I was with him for, I believe, like 7 months, and then Allison only like a month or so. And yeah, after that, like obviously we weren't the best, but we kept like learning from each other, like me and Allison, and then like I taught her whatever he taught me
Right.
because like I had more experience than she did since I worked with him longer.
Yeah.
And
And
then
you're so much older.
so much older, yes.
Also that. 7 months, that's not very long. I wouldn't
No.
not have dreamed of going out on my own. Although in the union, they were stingy with the information. They like to keep those apprentices like lowly, like, oh, you can't run the box. You're you stay down there, little apprentice, a lot of that. So you would have to really put yourself out there to be able to learn the tools and talk to the journeyman and be like, dude, let me run that a little bit, man. We got a little bit of downtime. We got a couple hours. 7 months seems like a short period of time. To then what do? You're like, this bozo's running a business. We can run a business too. Was it kind of like that? Yeah,
No.
Allison, go. But I am curious about the 7 months. Like, so 7 months seems like a short period of time. Did something happen? Was he a dick? I'm getting a sense that something happened.
No, so yeah, I think so. I joined. Kaila started in August, I believe, of 2017.
Okay.
July. And then the following year, I joined them in April. And as I joined them, that's when he found out his girlfriend or wife was pregnant.
Okay.
And they were also French Canadian, so they were from Quebec as well. And when they found out they were having a baby, his girlfriend wanted to move back home to be near her family. So about 2 months into working for him, he left. So we didn't really have a choice but to go on our own and figure it out.
They absconded.
But he thought really highly of us, so he kind of told all the people that he was already working for, like, oh, these girls are machine, hire them.
Totally. I've seen you girls work. I mean, Danny wouldn't be having nobody come out to Spokane if you guys were slouches, that's for sure. And likewise, you wouldn't have Danny out if he was a slouch. But I saw the we had a chance to work at Siri. We're going to talk a little bit about that, but I had a chance to see you guys work, and just like that. Like Danny, you guys were very focused. You were very production, completion driven. I liked that about you guys. Very serious, very there was a large gamut of personalities up there. It was interesting to see all these personalities working together. And we'll have plenty of time to talk trash about each and every person that was up there, but not yet. Okay, so this person leaves. He's having a baby. Great. They go back to Quebec. And now Allison and Kaila are like, we're going to start Gilbert taping. Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, and did, like Jamie, I don't know if you listened to the other podcasts, but did you guys give each other a high five?
No.
We're going to start our own business. High five it. No. So do you go out and get you're 21, 20 at this time?
I was 19. No,
okay.
Yeah, that was 20.
19 and 20.
Okay. Are you scared? Kaila, is this a scary endeavor? You're the elder a little bit. You guys obviously work together, but you're kind of, taking care of your sister a little bit, even though you guys are in a partnership and all of that stuff. I have siblings. I know how it is, but was this scary for you?
I think at the beginning, a little bit, but the fact that, the guy that taught us, gave us, all of these contacts kind of eased it a little, just because, we weren't going into it, blindly type of thing. We already had a couple of companies that we could work for. And also the fact that our dad, works in construction, he could also, refer us to some people and stuff like that. So that definitely took a load off, in terms of stress.
You had some support, but what about bidding jobs and things like this? Because you didn't start out working for a company, right? I assume you started Gilbert taping right away. As soon as this guy left, you guys started Gilbert taping.
Well, we started subcontracting for drywall companies, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
And
like
so
piece rate?
yes, yeah. We did a little bit of hourly, but like it was mostly piece work.
And then your dad probably helped a little bit with like, getting the licensing and the insurance, like and all of that sort of things, or I don't know.
Well, it was more so like the fact that we had like a cushion to fall back on. Like if we didn't have work or something, then we could ask our dad to like see if like his company had work for us or stuff like that, right?
Sure. There's always
Yeah.
patch stuff too if you needed it. So that was
Mhm.
nice. It was like a perfect storm. Um Allison, and then were you scared, Allison? Were you like, this is crazy. I'm 19. There's no, like we don't know what we're doing. And I'm not talking about the work. I'm talking about the business.
For me, it was like mostly fun, honestly. Like,
Yeah.
because like I don't know, at that time I wasn't like I did live like on my own and rent a place and stuff, but I wasn't really worried about money yet because even with just taping, even if I was slow, we were already making more money than I made in my office job. So I was like, there's no
Right.
worries here. We're gonna find jobs, and if
Right.
not, like worst case, we'll go work elsewhere. So I don't know. I think I trusted Kaila to make it work, so it
Yeah.
wasn't too scary
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah, I get that. And also too, you're smart. You're both smart. And like, that's kind of what I'm getting at. There's no way, and maybe, my trajectory was different, but it always inspires me. Like it reminds me of like Faith and Ty right now. They're like young like that and they're starting their own business. Do those two reach out to you at all for like, help or questions or anything like that? Have you spoken with them, Kaila?
Well, Allison,
Allison, well,
actually, yeah.
Allison, yeah. If Faith or Ty has reached out to you,
Well, like we chat, but they're not like asking questions or anything like that. It's more just like, we
okay,
support them, they support us. We
yeah,
like each other. We're good
yeah.
people.
Yeah, totally, totally. You guys are super cool like that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, and not everybody is. I mean, this is an industry. I'm 48, so like when I was coming up, it was more hardcore. And it was hardcore for a long time. Like people were dicks. I had a cool crew in when I worked in Colorado, finally. But I was like 26, 27, 28. I finally got in, but I got taken advantage of and people were mean. And, I really had to forge my way. I feel like people are more open now, which helps a lot in this industry with people getting into the industry. There's a lot more accommodating folks like you guys that are here to help. You guys start your business and you call it Gilbert Taping out of the gate, and you start getting hooked up with like full houses to finish. And two-parter, are you using the tools? This one will be for Allison. Are you using all of the automatic tools at that point?
Oh no, not at all. When we
No.
first started, we had the semi-auto taper, like the shit box, and then we did everything by hand except our angles we did with a tube and flusher.
Okay, and thanks for calling it the shit box. We don't want to sugarcoat anything here on the Drywall Podcast. Some people try to call it the super taper. I correct them. I was just talking with Hayden about the shit box, and like he was like, no way I'd use that thing. Like he was way above it. It's pretty funny, but some people use it, and so we get in conversations about that taping technique. And you guys you still do it? You're just like you're getting a toe in on the bazooka. That's right. So, and that
Yeah.
was just recently. You guys worked with Danny. He sort of came and like you guys worked on the bazooka a little bit. I don't want to get to that yet, but you used that shitbox system for a long time. Kaila. Why?
Simply because that's like how we learn. Like
Yeah.
some people learn right off the bat with the bazooka and like that's
Yeah.
great, but we never did, so we just stuck with whatever we were comfortable with pretty much and
Yeah.
yeah,
And it's fast, right? It's
it
not like
is.
it's a slow system. And I'm sure that if you did several houses, you would get fast at that system because the way I think about it, I've never done it, but like you're loading up a box with 250 feet of tape. You wouldn't do 500s, you do 250s.
The rolls we do 500, yeah.
You do 500 in a box.
No.
No, sorry, no. Like I don't know
Okay.
how long exactly we put because like we use like smaller buckets, but
Okay.
we put like a roll of like 500 on the super taper and then just
Okay. I guess I'm just not super familiar. Run me through how it works. Does the roll of tape sit on the super taper?
yes.
Okay.
So there's a roll of tape on the super taper, and then it's in the bucket of mud. And then what we do is like we pull some tape into a bucket that we have with ourselves,
Oh,
and then just run that, and then like come back to the shit box and repeat.
yeah. It's always it's always going back to the shitbox.
Yeah.
Your world like circles around it orbits around the shitbox.
Yeah.
But I mean, to me, I was like, because I've talked to a couple of people and they were like, oh, well, you could do about 250 feet, which is, it gets heavy with all that mud and tape after a bit. But that seems like a lot of tape to run out. So maybe even if you're doing 150 feet or whatever, that's a bunch. That's more than you can do in a tube in a bazooka. However, the bazooka's cleaner and you can reach stuff and all of that. Very cool. And then your corner tools, I assume, Can-Am?
No. Well, we had
No?
when we first started, we had a Can-Am tube, but Columbia flusher, and Columbia head on the tube. Because our first tube we had was the Can-Am, but the applicator head broke, and we started just using the tube without because we're like, well, it's just putting mud in the corner, and when you flush it, it looks the same anyways.
Right.
And we ended up ruining it, so we bought
Okay.
the Columbia because it was that's what we found at the store near us, and then we ended up just sticking with Columbia. Yeah,
Are you
nice.
are you in the same area as Can-Am?
Yeah, same city.
Okay, same city. All right. So that's how you guys know each other. And then they're selling, is Bart's taping tools there?
Yeah.
Okay. So do you get a lot of stuff from Bart's?
No.
Yeah, when we used to buy tools, then we would go there, yeah. But
To Bart's.
Yeah.
Allison says no.
Well, like we don't really go there anymore because we don't really buy tools anymore.
Right. It's
So
okay. No shame. These girls, just for our listeners, these girls have like what, 178,000 followers. These tool companies are throwing them tools because you're influential and you make amazing videos, and that is beneficial to sales of tools. So if I was a tool company, I would be throwing tools your way as well and getting you to try them or use them or whatever. So we're not quite there yet. But we're establishing sort of your methodology and the way you guys finish. And you were using the box too at that point, or no? We're still back in just starting out on your own. Was it called Gilbert taping also? A couple of questions.
well, Gilbert taping, we just started using that for social media because as a company, we just work under our names. Like
Okay.
when we get paid, it's just paid out to Kaila
Okay.
and sends me half. Like that's just like our social media pages and all that.
Oh, I did not know that. So that's your social media handle but it's just Kaila taping or something?
Well, no, like like pretty much we're not a company. We're just like
Okay.
subcontractors.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, so we only have like we don't have a business in
Okay.
terms of yeah.
Okay. Yeah, cool, cool. And you guys split everything 50-50, I assume. Like,
Yeah.
okay, cool. Very cool. So that's working for a little while. This would be around, you're saying 2018, but this would be maybe into 2019. You guys start doing jobs, you're subcontracting for other companies, and you're just doing finishing, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And you discover this little thing called Instagram, or maybe you'd been on Instagram. How did all that come to be? Were you like, oh, like Lydia's like crushing it with social media. Maybe we should start making videos? Allison.
No. So, well, obviously we were already on social media, but just like our personal accounts.
Yeah.
And I think we were just like taking pictures of our work when we were done. And that was in, I think, early 2019.
Okay.
We didn't follow any drywall people. We found them like after because
Yeah.
we started our page. But yeah, we were just like, we're gonna post pictures here. So if we need work, we can just tell people to go look at the pictures of our work there. And
Smart.
yeah, so that's when we started. And then from there, we started like following Columbia. And I think we found PRC through Columbia.
Okay.
And
why was, I mean, you mentioned PRC, and that's Phil, correct?
yeah,
So Phil, did you reach out to him, or were you intrigued by, I guess, Kaila, were you intrigued by like, oh man, he's got a lot of followers, he's making these cool videos. Did that interest you?
I mean, yeah, like it interested us, but I don't think we reached out to him at all. Like,
Okay.
no, we didn't really reach out to anybody. Like at first, it
Okay.
was more like we were posting pictures of our stuff, and then we started kind of following drywall content,
Okay. And
like
then
related pages. Yeah.
and then and then your did you start Gilbert taping at that point? The page, the Instagram page.
Yeah, well, that's what we did. Like we started Gilbert taping and we were only posting like pictures of our work at first, like on the Gilbert taping page. Like if you scroll back all the way down, like that's all that is pretty much. But
Just some photos and stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, that's all I still do. I'm like that far behind. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. I make some videos. I'm trying to like take a page out of like, well, Cam, I like the way Cam does it. You guys obviously do good videos. You know, I'm watching different people's videos. When did you start doing video, Kaila? Like when did you were like, we gotta make videos? And did it occur to you that like you guys could be as influential as you are?
Well, first off, no, I don't think it occurred to us that we would be like influencers like ever. But
Yeah.
so I believe that was like in 2020.
Okay.
Allison started, so like TikTok became like kind of big in that
Right.
time. And
Right.
then Allison started a page and she was like posting some videos, but at first she was posting videos just kind of like funny stuff or like just kind of trend stuff. And then
On TikTok?
on TikTok, yes. So that
Okay.
was not Instagram yet at all. Like we were still only posting
Yeah.
pictures of our work.
Interesting. So you guys
Mhm.
were, and you were younger. So the TikTok was kind of more getting adopted by younger people.
Yeah.
Allison, you had the wherewithal to be like, I'm going to start making funny videos. This is like
well,
this is the platform for it, and it had a built-in like you editing. I think that's why TikTok got popular was because you could edit videos there easily and efficiently. Am I right?
yeah.
Yeah. And so you started utilizing that platform effectively for your drywall video content, or was it other stuff?
Well, so I was making those like trends and funny videos, and then Kaila tagged me in one of Drywall's videos.
Oh, fuck.
And that was
Shut the
like
fuck up.
early.
J-Wall's getting involved in this podcast.
Yeah.
Nope.
Shout out.
Wait, I don't want to interrupt, but like, did you listen to the J-Wall interview on the Drywall podcast?
Uh, Parts of it. I didn't sit through the whole thing though.
All right, it's pretty funny.
I saw
Whatever.
parts of it.
Okay.
But yeah, she tagged me in one of his videos, and I was like, oh, that's cool. Like, because she tagged me because she was like, oh, that's relatable. Like, he's a taper. But I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Like, it's satisfying. Maybe I should start making taping videos.
Okay.
And so
You
I
didn't
started.
think I'm gonna put a mud box on my head and run around like an idiot?
No,
Like that didn't occur to you right away.
no.
Because J-Wall is funny. Like his stuff is pretty funny. But you didn't want to go in that like funny direction. You were like you saw the value in the satisfying element that like now, as I do interviews and I get to the bottom of why people are influential, it has a lot to do with that satisfying, run the box is very satisfying to watch, or spotting screws is very satisfying. Running mud in general is, even Myron Ferguson is like, let's face it, drywall's fascinating, and it's like, that doesn't really occur to a lot of people, but it is. And that translates on social media platform, especially videos. So, what did you think, Kaila, when Allison starts making videos?
At first, I was like, can you please stop filming yourself and start working, please? Because she would like,
Yes, yes, the big sister's like,
because I was doing my job, and then I would see Allison trying to set up
yeah,
her phone on her bottle.
yeah,
But after a while, it just became like a routine almost. And after, I believe, like I started mine in 2022, like that's when like she influenced me. She was like, you should start too, like, because she would take videos of me and then post them on our page. And just like,
okay.
just start your own. And then I started, and
So like a good year and a half or 2 years later,
yeah, I
like
think so.
she frustrated you with doing your stupid videos for a year and a half before you were like, damn it, she's got like 80,000 followers. Like, I'm gonna start.
Yeah.
Right. So did it happen like that, Allison? Did your fan base just like explode?
Yeah, on TikTok it was pretty quick. I think like, well, I think it's when I started like getting followers that Kaila like stopped being mad about me making videos.
She's like, I'm not gonna
'Cause
let
at
my
first,
I'm not gonna let my little sister outdo me. Fuck this. You
like at
want to
first
you want to see a good video? I'm gonna make a good video right now.
but because I would put my phone down, and then like obviously you still do your job, but it's just the time to like, I was like setting my phone up on a water bottle and then trying to figure out so it would show my work and not point at the wrong direction. And then yeah, I think like it took a few months, and then my account started like blowing up. So then Kaila wasn't upset about it anymore, but she didn't have her page yet, but then she was okay with me like filming her or like helping me film myself or whatever.
Yeah.
And I think like, yeah, when she started her page later on, that's when we started posting videos on Instagram as well, because we were still just posting the pictures of our final like work on Instagram at that time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. Like, I film too. And like sometimes, even when I'm doing a small job, it's almost like the smaller jobs are better. Like, I just did a fireplace and a hood, and I was able to do the steps on the fireplace. It's a very small project. I was able to base coat it and mask it and base coat it in 2 hours. Okay, well, I've got time to like set up. But when you're doing it, it's really a nuisance. It gets like, I just want to go. I have my thing. I want to, and I don't know if you guys experience this. It's like, I would just want to get it done filming is as beneficial as it is, it's really a nuisance to a production mindset, which I have. I just like anybody, like, I like to produce when I'm working. I like to see how fast I can go. You kind of have to get through that. So I get where Kaila's like, it was probably hard to come around. But when you guys, I guess, teamed up, so to speak, on social media, it became Gilbert Taping on Instagram, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
well,
it was
yeah.
always called that, but it became like the brand.
Well,
I
we
mean,
always had that page on Instagram. It just wasn't
Okay.
our videos yet. It was just like
our work.
yeah, we called it our portfolio because we had the pictures of our job and we're like, if anyone needs, they can go look there.
Okay. Were you making individual videos on a platform, or were you sharing directly from TikTok to Gilbert Taping on Instagram?
Well, we would save our videos from TikTok and then just post them on Instagram, which is pretty much
Okay.
what we're doing still, or just uploading them straight
You're
up on
still
Instagram.
using TikTok as your video editing platform?
Yes and no. Sometimes like we use like CapCut or TikTok or Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is for like listeners, I mean, this is for people that maybe don't have 178,000 followers that would like to bolster their social media influence a little bit. If you think you're going to get 178, I don't know. I don't know. That's a lofty goal, especially nowadays. I feel like as time goes, like the market gets more saturated, it gets harder to create all of those followers. I could be wrong, but would you say that that's true, Kaila? Like maybe less is more now, or is that 178,000 follower mark? Is it more beneficial? How do you see it working?
Um, I don't know. It's a tough question to answer.
Sure. And maybe another question even further would be like, what advice would you have to somebody that's sort of just starting out and wants to bolster their follower base?
Well, I don't understand sometimes the algorithm because some videos can do super good and then the same video can do super bad.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't understand it, but I think to someone who's kind of just starting and wanting to build that following, I would just say don't stop posting. Just keep posting until that one video is going to be a hit and then it's all going to blow up. That's pretty much what happened for Allison's TikTok, for my TikTok.
Yeah.
I had a bunch of videos just 100 views, 100 views, and then all of a sudden you get one that's 1 million views, and it's a little random, honestly.
Yeah.
But it's what it is.
That's super cool. Okay. So, Allison, when do you guys sort of start getting approached with maybe a tool company or something like that? Do you remember?
Yeah. So Kaila was not posting yet. I think it was just me still on TikTok, and Colombia reached out.
Okay.
And I think they wanted us to try their boxes because we were still doing everything by hand, right?
Okay.
And
when was that? Sorry. When was that?
I think 2021, the summer.
Okay.
2022, I think.
Oh yeah, because you started right after we got that, I think.
Well, I'm not sure, but yeah.
Okay. That's okay. I mean, there can be a little bit of discrepancy on the
A couple
timeline.
years.
It doesn't have to be perfect, but did Aaron reach out?
No, it was Jill. She used to work for them.
Yep. All right.
And yeah, so she reached out over TikTok and asked if we wanted to try out the boxes. And so we said, yeah, obviously. And yeah, we got them, and it was a little complicated, so we worked
Yeah.
with them a bit and we didn't, and then we tried again. But at that time we were working in like the job we were on when we got them was like very, very fancy custom house, like 50,000 board foot.
Right.
And we were like, well, that's a good time to try it because we're doing everything by hand and that's a big house. And then we tried and we're like, nope, we're not
Yeah.
doing this.
Yeah, because you don't want to jack it up, man. I
Yeah.
mean, you know your method, you know what you're doing, and it's like I don't want to try this box on it's hard because you don't want to try it on any project because you want your projects to look crispy, as they say.
Yeah.
What was your experience of the box first time out of the gate? So you didn't use the box on that particular project. How did you start inserting the box into your work, Kaila?
Well, I think so, like we used it a little bit on that project. But yeah, we like decided like we were like, oh, we don't want to risk it. And I guess and I don't think we used them after that for like a while, for at least like a few months. And then after
Nice.
that, we got like a smaller house or more like cookie cutter type of house.
Then all of a sudden there was a video on TikTok where Kayla's like, we got this box. It's really cheap. You can 150
For
bucks.
sale, yeah.
150 bucks. No, you held on to them and you were like, damn it. And maybe you kept seeing people running the box. You were like, we could do this, Allison. Like, why are we not? Like, what are we doing wrong? You didn't watch any videos or anything like that?
Well, when we first got them, no, like we were still only on TikTok. Like I think we followed a couple people on Instagram, like Phil and maybe like I think we followed Kaila also.
Okay.
But we didn't really watch anyone's stuff. We were just going on Instagram to post pictures and then that was it. And
Well, except for J-Wall. You were watching J-Wall's content.
on TikTok,
On TikTok.
yeah. He wasn't on Instagram.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I don't even remember what happened. We just decided we would try again and no, she does. Let's ask her.
Kaila, go.
Well, yeah, so one of our supervisors for a company that we worked with, he was like, he used to be a taper and now he was a supervisor. And so he asked us like if we needed help like learning with the boxes because like he saw that we brought them on that big job and stuff, and then that we kind of stopped working with them, and so he like gave us a couple pointers. And
Who
like,
is
that
who is
that
this? We could surely give this person a shout out.
Alan from Ideal.
Alan. Oh man. The faceless name in the crowd who showed Gilbert taping how to run the goddamn box.
I don't even think he showed us though. I think he just gave us pointers because I
Okay.
don't remember him running it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you had a pump, you had a 10-inch and a 12-inch?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Very cool. And no gooseneck. There's no need for that gooseneck yet. Cool. How long would you say that learning curve was, Kaila, to get the and you would say you both got proficient at the same time?
Yeah, I think so. Honestly, probably like a couple months, just because we weren't like really
Yeah.
What's it called? Like we didn't stick to just the box. Like we would run it sometimes and then
Yeah.
most times just keep doing our stuff by hand. But yeah, after a couple months, I think we were like pretty decent with them, and like
Yeah, that's pretty quick.
obviously, yeah. And like obviously like now we're better than we were back then, but
Yeah.
like yeah, I think it was like quite a fast like learning experience.
Today, did you run the boxes?
Today, no. Yesterday, yes.
So you did a first coat and then a second coat by hand.
Well, because yesterday we ran like our finish coat on our flats and then we ran our angles. But today we
Okay.
only did like butts and beads pretty much.
Okay.
And through it.
Yeah, like repair our three-ways.
Was it because why wouldn't you just run the box?
For like,
Wait,
sorry.
Allison.
Like, well, we only run the box on our flats. Like, we always do our butts and beats by hand.
Ah.
We think that looks better, personally, for us. So, yeah.
Interesting. So still just the heavy lifting with the box, and then over that you're still more comfortable hand finishing. Yeah. Okay. All right. And then no boxes on the corner bead. Leave that to the chump changers. I never did it either, but I've seen people do it, and I'm like, "Ugh, I would totally do that.
Yeah. Well, it seems to
Totally,
be working. It's just,
totally.
I
Like
don't,
so fast.
yeah.
And I mean, I get, I don't know how fast you guys are at hand finishing. You're probably pretty quick. I couldn't take like timestamps and get a gauge of how fast anyone was at Siri. I just know that you guys were, everybody was efficient, everybody was moving quickly. Uh, what was your shifting gears a little bit over to Siri? What do you guys think of that experience? And would you be down? You've done a couple adventures since then, maybe, where you're getting together and collaborating with other workers, other finishers. How has that fared? So I guess a two-part. Kaila, we'll say. How did you like Siri?
Surrey was great. It was a little stressful. I think me and Allison both agreed that like it was a lot, but
Yeah,
like it was like great, like learning from others and just like seeing how everybody works and just kind of
totally.
putting it all together. That was still a fun experience.
Yeah, I've talked to Aaron about it, a couple people about it. It just seemed too big. Like a house like that, you really have to focus, put your head down and finish, especially in the amount of time that was allotted. That was
Mm.
ambitious. Like if it was like, a 1,200 square foot house, you know, it was like 100 sheeter. Well, that'd be different. Everybody would have time to do their video content and plenty of time to go out go-karting afterwards. And,
Yeah.
it's hard to enjoy go-karting when it's like you got to finish this job.
Yeah.
What did you think, Allison?
Well, I'd say the same. Like, me and Kayla are really like introverted, so it's a bit overwhelming to walk there. And obviously, we like all these people, and they're all like super fun to be around. But when it's all at once, like
Yeah,
it's overwhelming. It's a lot of people to meet, and also obviously we all do this for work. We know what we're doing, but everyone does it so differently. So I think putting all that together was just like stressing me out, and
fair enough, fair enough. And I mean, loud personalities too, like Sean and me and Danny's a loud personality. It's a lot out of the gate
well,
to take.
I think, well, yeah, in a way, like, but yeah, everyone like individually super nice. It's just when you put all that like at once, and in the back of my head I'm like, we need to do this house and finish it, and
Yeah.
like then it's like at the same time we're all meeting other content creators and we all want to make like fun contents, but then I'm like, we need to get this job done. So
Yeah. Yeah. That attitude is why you guys are successful too. By the way, that's a great attitude to have. I think in underlying, that's just my opinion. That's why you guys crush it. And then you had Danny come and work with you and show you a little bit of the bazooka. So you had seen maybe some of that bazooka action in Siri. How did that collab come to be? That was pretty recent.
Yeah, so well, after Surrey, we kind of like agreed with Danny that we wanted to work together again.
Okay.
And we were kind of waiting on like a good job to do so because like all the jobs we've been getting were like smaller jobs and like just regular cookie cutter houses, and we wanted to like really like have like a good big job to collab on pretty much. And we got one like a couple weeks ago, and we were like, we like shot Danny a message. We were like, oh, like we're getting this big job. Do you want to come help us out for a week? And he
Yeah.
agreed. Yeah.
Cool, cool. So about a week. And was the primary purpose, was it to get the job done quickly, work with Danny, or was there sort of an underlying, we want to learn the bazooka, Danny fucking rips at that thing, like let's get Danny out here and show us how to like just crush this thing.
It's more like we wanted to work together because we talked
Yeah.
about it in Surrey and after Surrey, and we're like, okay, let's like do another project. I think we
Okay.
worked well. Like we spent a lot of time, the three of us in Surrey, and we were like, oh, we worked like really well together. We have similar ways of working and
Yes.
everything. So, and I think we messaged him and we were like, hey, can you come like next week? And he was like, well, if you're talking about the week of the whatever date that was, he's like, that would work great for me. And then we're like, okay, well, let's book your flight and let's get you over here.
Cool.
But yeah, it was more so to work together, and it worked out really well because the guy that we took this house like for, like the guy we were doing it for, wanted it to be done quick, so it worked out perfect to have extra help and run through it.
Nice. And then also you Chad, you went down and worked with Chad, right?
Yeah.
Was that before Surrey or after Surrey?
Before.
That was before Surrey. How did that go?
That went great. Yeah. We were only there for a week.
Speak freely. We can talk shit about Chad. It's okay.
No, like we have like
Chad's,
nothing.
you know what? Chad's kind of quiet too. Chad's a little introverted too. Like he's been getting out more too. So I could say, like, do you feel like you guys got along with Chad because of that, or does it really matter? Other introverted, maybe more introverted people, do you find yourselves getting along with those people more so than extroverted people, or does it really matter?
I don't think it matters. I
Nah.
think it just like we worked great like together, like all three of us once again, like just like in terms of how we work, and like the fact that Chad only also does like just 2 coats on everything, just like us, and we kind of work.
And also like Chad's been pumping our tires ever since we went there, so it's hard.
What do you
not to
mean?
like.
What do you mean he's been pumping your tires?
Ask Chad how we worked there, and you'll see.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna take that offline. I'll have to have a little insert. I'll have to call Chad on a separate Zoom. Chad, it's this tire thing they're talking about. Chad's pretty funny. And what did you guys think of Newton, Illinois?
It was nice.
It was
Well,
yeah.
we were in Effingham.
Yeah.
How was it compared to is Edmonton?
It was definitely like smaller and more town-like than Edmonton, because Edmonton's a big city, but it's all the same for drywall. It's just houses. So
Yeah, I think there's that thread that runs through us all, like this little drywall thread that's kind of cool. Like we share this trade, and it's a camaraderie that we all get to share. That's super cool. I'm so grateful that you guys took the time to come on the Drywall Podcast. This has been great, and we've gotten to know a little bit about Allison and Kaila. Really quick, Allison, this is for you both. We'll do Allison first. So you're a tool or a system that you've implemented in the last 3 to 6 months or so that has changed the way you do drywall, and you didn't know that it would work. You were always against it, but now you love it and you wouldn't do it any other way.
Well, I've never been against anything. Like,
okay, I like that.
We've always been really open to everything.
Like maybe
like
you're using a 6-inch and you changed to 5-inch. And you're like, 5-inch works way better, something like that.
No. Well, we started using the bazooka, but I wouldn't say it changed the way we do drywall. Like, we like it, but we also
You do like it.
I would never say that the shit box was bad, because it works just as well, in my opinion.
We're not here. We're not here to make fun of the shitbox, although I make fun of it a lot. I am so happy. It just makes me feel. It fills me with joy. Just the fact that it's called the shitbox. Like that's my favorite. But would you see yourself? This still for Allison. Would you see yourself migrating over to the bazooka and just running that solely? And instead of the super taper?
Yeah, I think like we're definitely like going towards that.
Yeah.
We do like the way the bazooka runs and stuff, but yeah, like I said, it's not because we don't like the shit box, it's just because like I think we would still do both, but as of now we're trying to really learn the bazooka and like get it down, so I think we're focusing on that for now. And yeah,
so it was more just like not because the bazooka sucks and like it's an inefficient way to do it. It was more like we just haven't learned that tool yet, and we'll learn it eventually, but we're not against it. Kaila, do you have anything like that?
Well, we don't have really any other tools that we've learned recently, but I think like a system that we like changed is doing our finish coat on our flats before running our angles, and I think that's I like that.
Okay. But because your angle covers up that edge.
Yeah, because we used to run our angles first and then do all of our finish like on our flats and everything, but now now we run, just the finish coat on flats first, and then we run our angles on it. And
I think I would do it like I would run the flats, then angle, then flat, then angle again. I think I would do it that way, and I would cover that edge each time.
Well, we only do one coat on our angles, so.
Okay. Yeah. Very cool. And then Allison, a pearl of wisdom. You guys could do a joint pearl of wisdom for the drywall community that maybe you've discussed previously together, or you can do separate pearls of wisdom. Allison first, go ahead.
Well, I'd say maybe don't like compare yourselves to other, because we all sucked at one point, and you're only going to get better if you keep practicing and if you keep being open to learning new stuff. And I mean, like, looking at me and Kaila, like we tried the box and we're like, no, but then we ended up running them, and now that's all we do for our flats.
Right.
And so many people, I'm sure, did the same thing. So just don't give up and keep practicing.
Yeah, I like it. Kaila, I know you've got a pearl swimming around in there.
Well, Allison just said like all of them, like all the existing pearls, but
she said some good ones. You got some good ones.
I would say just like be like creative and just do your thing and stay authentic. Sorry. But
authentic. And lastly, authentic self.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's good for social media too. I think people try to maybe put on a facade or whatever. I've heard it said to me, but I feel like your personality, your who you are is best. Like, don't try to be like somebody else that's getting a lot of likes on social media. It's beneficial to truly be yourself. Like that sort of thing. Awesome, you guys. Anything in the future for Gilbert taping? Is there a direction that you guys are going in? Something that you're excited about that you would like to speak to, Allison?
Well, we don't have any plans. Obviously, we have dreams of growing the company, and I mean, as of now, I think our only real like plans would be we're planning on doing more on like the YouTube side of things.
Okay.
Business wise, I think like obviously eventually we're going to want to grow and maybe hire people to work for us, but as of right now, we just like being the two of us and not having to worry about like anything else. It's easy and it works well, and we work half days and we're happy. So
yeah, Yeah, good for you. What does that mean? Focusing on YouTube, I did see some YouTube stuff, like recent YouTube stuff that was posted. And YouTube's kind of an interesting platform, but it is very cool. It's cool for sharing content. I've found. What does that mean to you to focus on YouTube?
Just we want to maybe film more like tutorials or more like parts of our days, because obviously right now the content we do will take like 1 minute out of our day, and it's like, oh, Allison, come film me coat this butt joint, and I'll film her, and it's done, and that's it.
Okay.
But we're thinking of maybe doing more like tutorial styles. Like we did a few, but we want to do a few more so that if anyone needs to learn something, well, we can teach them, even if some people might think like our way is not the best way. Well, it works for
Yeah.
us, so I'm going to work for others. And yeah.
Yeah, you guys need to do a shitbox video.
Yeah. On it.
Yeah, absolutely. Because too, I'm curious about it. And it gets, it's a double-edged sword in the industry. I think a shitbox video would be really cool. And how you guys do the shitbox, like, and why it works for you. Like, that's what, now my only caution there would be like, are you nervous to, and this is still for Allison, are you more nervous to talk on, you guys don't do a lot of talking on your videos, I've noticed. Does that make you a little nervous?
Well, yeah, like we find ourselves quite awkward sometimes when we film videos and we have to talk.
Yeah.
But we've done a few, and I think we did like pretty good. We're getting better at it, and I think it's only going to get better, and we're only going to get more comfortable doing it. So.
Yeah, live are really nerve-wracking. I've found, I go live a lot. I found they take a little practice. Like you just do it and get through, oh, I bumbled over my words and I said something stupid. You just like move forward and you get better. Kaila, aspirations for Gilbert taping or something else?
I mean, in terms of aspirations for Gilbert taping, it's pretty much the same as Allison said. Like, we don't have anything concrete other than YouTube. Other than that, though, like, we have a trip coming up that I'm excited about. We're gonna
Where
go
are you going?
meet. We're going to France. We're gonna go
Awesome.
meet. Well, I mean, we already met them, but Damien, the French taper. So yeah, we're gonna go see them.
Where are they located in France?
They are in Nantes.
Okay.
That's,
Awesome.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Very cool. West, south. Well, we'll look it up. We'll get out a map and look it up. Europe is so beautiful. That's awesome. When is that occurring?
August.
So we can expect to see some cool French content from Gilbert taping around then. That's very soon. Thank you guys so much. If I were to not know who Gilbert taping is, I'm living under a rock. Let's just go ahead, Kaila. Let's go through the social media platforms. You've got Instagram.
Yeah, so we got Instagram. So do you want me to name the handles? Okay, so
your
for
handles.
Instagram, we got Gilbert Taping.
Okay.
TikTok, mine is Kaila.Gilbert. And then for you, I guess YouTube would be also Gilbert Taping.
Okay. I don't know. Do I follow both of you guys on TikTok? I'm so horrible at TikTok.
I don't know.
It's a tough one.
Yeah,
I think I follow.
Account you do, yeah.
I think so. I do the funny thing too on TikTok. Like it's like just like a mishmash. It's like Nick, the Drywall Podcast, and Fresco Harmony all melded into like this weird. And that's where I like beta test like weird videos and stuff. That's just how I've done it. I don't know. Some of them are a little strange, not as strange as Jay Walls, but a little bit strange. And his new stuff is just off. Like, what's he doing? Like making feature films with like these like animatrons like coming down, like drywall guy. Love his stuff, and I love how he peeks around, like he'll peek around the corner. Favorite. YouTube as well. What YouTube handle?
Gilbert Taping.
Gilbert Taping. And then do you have a website?
No.
No website. Cool.
And then there's
Awesome.
Allison's TikTok, but I don't know it. So.
_ Allison Gilbert.
Thank you so much. I wanted to go live when we were in Siri, and then I wanted to, go live. It just didn't work out, but I'm so glad we finally connected in this way. And I think it's a cool story. I'm extremely inspired by both of you guys, for how young you are and how well you've done and how well you continue to do. And I'm excited to see, what the future holds for Gilbert Taping. It's super cool.
Yeah. Thank you. And thank you for having us on your podcast.
Of course.
Thank you
Of
so
course.
much.
And I think that's it. We'll talk to you guys soon. You guys have a good evening.
Bye.
Bye. Huge shout out to Kaila and Allison for being with us on the Drywall Podcast today. You both are awesome, and I really appreciate your time. I'd also like to give a big shout out to our good friends at SurPro Stilts for sponsoring the month of August on the Drywall Podcast. If you're looking for an iconic brand that stands the test of time, stand with SurPro. Elevate your safety, comfort, and performance with the leaders in stilts. You can visit stilts.com and elevate your game. Also, be sure to check out episodes 99 and 102 of the Drywall Podcast with our good friend Brandon Hunter of SurPro Stilts. Also, be aware, we will be giving away a pair of stilts this month, towards the end of the month. Any pair of SurPro stilts that your little heart desires. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode of the Drywall Podcast. You can catch new episodes of the Drywall Podcast every Friday on your favorite platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Podbean, etc. I hope you all have a fantastic weekend, and remember, keep drywalling.